If you've seen your grades stuck below 60%, and like no matter what you do, things just aren't improving, well, then this video is for you. You've probably been putting in the effort, right? And doing as much as you possibly can, but it might be that you're putting all your effort into the wrong things. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple steps and a few key prompts to help you consistently move into 60% range and above. Now, this is the exact thought process that took me from being a failing student to going on to achieve a first-class degree. So let's go straight into it. Step 1, get expectation clarity, right? Before you write anything, and I mean anything, you need to get crystal clear on what's actually expected by your lecturer. Now, here's the truth. There's what's written in the question, and then there's what the lecturer actually expects for you to deliver. And those two things are not the same. Most students read the question and think, yeah, I get it. I know exactly what I need to do, and go straight into writing, right? But that's where things go wrong. And that's why generic advice like how to write a first class essay never really works, right? Because every assessment is completely unique and different. It all depends on the lecturer, the module, and what specifically they're looking for. So instead, I want you to do this. I want you to take a pause, right? And look for 3 key pieces of information, or this could be documents that you've got on your learning intranet, it could be in your course handbooks, but they're going to tell you exactly what's needed. The first one, the assignment brief or the assessment brief, right? That's where the question lives. The second one is the marking criteria. And then the last one is learning outcomes. And this is what most students miss. Every assessment has one core purpose, and that is to show how well you can demonstrate those learning outcomes. So you need to ask yourself one simple question. What skills do I need to most demonstrate in this assessment? In fact, that's your first prompt, right? Go straight into your favorite LLM, right? GPT, Gemini, whatever, and just say, by putting in those 3 documents, what skills do I most need to demonstrate in this assessment? Secondly, you want to look for words like discuss, analyze, evaluate, reflect, because these don't just tell you what to write, they tell you how your lecturer expects you to think about what you need to write. Okay. So if you want to speed this up, take whatever the, LLM gives you, GPT, Gemini, whatever, and go back to your lecturer and just simply say, have I understood this clearly? Right. So this is what I think it's asking me to do. Have I understood this clearly? That one step alone could stop you from going completely off track and save you hours of wasted effort. Right. Step 2. Marks come from your level of thinking, not for what you write. So now here's what most students don't realize. Your marks don't come from writing more and more words. I know there's a word count, 10% above or 10% below, but actually what your lecturer is looking for is your demonstration of the right level of thinking. Now, all assessments, no, it doesn't matter if it's presentations, exams, um, coursework assignments, whatever it may be, they are typically testing one or more of 4 different skill sets. Number 1 is your ability to capture knowledge. So can you recall key terms and concepts? So that's your knowledge marks. The second one is understanding. Can you apply them, right? Can you apply what you've learned in different situations, scenarios, contexts? The third one is analysis. Can you explore different angles of the same topic or subject area, right? Whether it's strengths and weaknesses, benefits and limitations, how effective something is or how not effective it is. And then lastly is evaluation. Can you judge what matters most and justify why that is the most important? Now, here's the shift. In your first year, you was mainly asked to demonstrate your knowledge and understanding, right? That's because your lecturers wanted to see that you knew the fundamentals of your subject area in that year. But in your second and final year, a lot more of the marking goes towards your analysis and valuation, right? And this is where many students get stuck in the 50s because they're still describing what something is rather than analyzing and evaluating to say how important is that thing or not in solving a problem or addressing a context or a situation. So as you're working, keep asking, am I just describing a theory or a concept, or am I actually analyzing and evaluating? Then you can push it further. Two questions you can ask. Why is this important to the question, whatever you're writing? Why is the theory, the topic, the case law, whatever it may be, why is that important to the question? And two, how important is it compared to other factors? How important is it compared to other factors? Those two questions alone can really help you bolster your analysis and evaluation. Now, if you want to take it further, you can ask AI or your favorite LLM, what analytical and evaluative questions need to be asked to fully answer this question? That's your second prompt. I'll say it again. What analytical and evaluative questions need to be asked to fully answer this question? Because that's what moves you from just explaining to actually demonstrating your academic skill set for your markers. And your last step, step 3, is read your work like the lecturer. Now, this is the final step and the final piece. Most students write how they think, but lecturers don't read how you think. They read how they mark, right? If you can imagine marking like 100 different scripts. You'll be scanning for clarity, structure, direct relevance to the question, clear evidence of certain skill sets, right? You're honing in to look for certain things that you know should exist in a high quality piece of work. So there's often a gap between what you write and how it's actually read. My big thing is, don't write what you think, write for how it will be read by the reader. And here's a simple way to catch what's costing you marks. Take your work, drop it into your favorite LLM and ask, highlight anything unclear, repetitive, or not directly answering the question. That forces your work to align with how it's actually being marked, right? Everything that's redundant will be highlighted, and you can then think about, does this actually need to be there, or can I remove it completely? So just to summarize, get clear on what's actually expected, not just what's written. Focus on the level of thinking that gets marks. Make sure your work reads clearly to the person marketed. Do this and you give yourself a much better chance of hitting 60% and above consistently. Now, if you want to boost your grades by 20% or more, I am launching a community on School. Absolute free community. There's going to be the link in the description. Feel free to join the wait list. Until then, hit subscribe, hit like, and I'll be sending you more videos like this. I'm wishing you all the best in your degree. Thank you.